is the hardcore legend Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Haul. Yeah, I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang! Have a nice day! Yeah!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Give Me a Hull Yeah Wrestling Podcast. My name's Dan. I'll be taking you through the next 3 hours, 10 minutes of wrestling content. How's everyone doing today? Normally, obviously, we do have Dom here. He's chosen not to do it. I don't blame him. It's a bit of a crazy thing to do watching Raw these days. We've got two people in at the moment. Thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't, I have put the link just there. Like and subscribe, share the channel about. It really does help if we do get the likes and the shares on our videos. We've got a few comments in already. We've always got Jack in, our awesome moderator. He's just put this one will be his 506th stream. Crazy, man, Jack. How many of them have been Raws? I bet it feels like more than 506 if you count them ones. We've got Michael Pagnotta. I think I'm saying that one right. Nice to meet you too, Mike. How are you doing? Whereabouts in the world are you from? If you've got any questions or anything like that, just drop them into the comments for me. I'll bring them up, I'll give them a read, and I'll try and give you my best answer for them. We are about 10 minutes away, maybe a bit longer, from the start of Raw. We'll be sort of chatting about bits of wrestling news that has happened over the past few days. Anything else that we've got coming up, we can always sort of have a chat about that as well. I will say, how's people's opinions on Mustafa Ali asking for his release? I'll wait for a few comments to pop in, and then I shall give them a readout, and they'll give you my opinion. How many Raws? Same number of all the sand grains? Yeah. Or it feels like that, doesn't it, Jack? I mean, we've been sort of doing these for quite a while, and you can tell how far through Raw we are by how tired we are feeling. And that's just not because it's 10 to 1 in the morning UK time. It's because it's a slog to sit through 3 hours of Raw every week. Yeah. Dom, like I said, he's obviously got work, but he also finds Raw hard to sit through. But I said, I'll do Raw if you want me to. I don't mind doing it. I'm off work tomorrow or later on today in the UK. Yeah, Mustafa Ali. He feels that he's not being used creatively enough, and I think that the World Championship push that he was meant to get, if they gave him another opportunity like that, he'd be stuck there. It would be out there through thick and thin. He has been, and it is just really disappointing that someone has had to do that to be able to sort of be noticed. World champion in Impact, yeah. I think anywhere apart from AEW is a certified world champion. Jack's surprised that with Mustafa that Cody's not attached him like Olympic Man. Yeah, might already have put the Cody might have already put the feelers out and just sort of said to him, "I've seen what you've posted. Let's get the feelers out early." Mike's one of your crew, Dom. Okay. Well, it's glad to know you, Mike. I don't know if I don't know if I call myself in Dom's crew or just a slave that he uses when he doesn't want to do Raw. sounds about right for Dom. Are you hinting that he could be through that forbidden door? And I've got another question that I'll ask in a little bit, see what people think. Yeah, Michael, great. You can't really sort of fault his reasoning when they're not pushing him. I don't know if he's trying to push himself out the door to get another push. Um, Pretty much like what the Revival did. There was like, we want to leave, so they put the world title on him to sort of try and keep him around. I have a choice. I offered to do it. You had my hand behind my back pushed up, making sure I would agree to do it, Dom. You know that. I'm only joking. Hello, Sassy2208. How are you doing? Got a couple of people already in the comments. If you want to say hi to them, go right ahead. We're a friendly bunch here. I mean, I know you're probably in bed, Dom, but you should still pop on and see us. See the rest of your friends. So, one of the other questions I asked is, who's people's ideas for the Royal Rumble yet? Men's or women's? And just because there's a couple of people that are floating about that obviously might be turning up. And there's obviously the Forbidden Door thrown wide open with Mickey James returning. So, who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble? Drop the answers in the comments for yourself. And I'll see who people pick, and I'll then give you my choices. Sass is ready for GCW on the 23rd. Yeah. It's one brand I haven't really started to watch yet. But based on what the hype is around them, I'm definitely going to be checking it out. So for the SmackDown and Raw start of April Mania, Ant and Dom need to watch If I'm Suffering. Yeah. I'll hear you. Whether it's not in physical form on the stream, I'll probably be here in spirit with you, Jack. Don't worry. So I've just got an advert for Raw. Looks like it's a good crowd, but with WWE, you know they're fudging camera angles. You know they are moving people to make it look fuller. So Mike's put AJ Styles for the men's and Bliss for the women's. Yeah, that's a good choice. Jack's gone Kevin Owens and then Bianca. Yeah, good popular names for both of them. Based on what I've been sort of watching and sort of in my own mind doing my fantasy booking, which I'm constantly doing, I think maybe Oscar could return. There is rumours that she's still possibly injured, but it could be a return for her. Have a light, easy rumble, and then go to Mania. That's the idea that I've sort of had for the women's. For the men's, I've actually been thinking Damien Priest. I don't know why, but I just think that he's been slowly built and molded to be a complete main eventer. He's got the looks that Vince is after. He's a tall, big boy. He is good in the ring. He can cut a promo, which obviously is what you want. He's got sort of the full package. And I think the US title run was just sort of said, see how you go with this, and we'll see if we can sort of progress you to big, a bigger title in the future. So you'll have to let me know when that one is done. If obviously I'm free, and depending on timing, and I'm not at work the next day, I'll probably at least watch some. I might pop on for 5-10 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how long they are. So Sassy watched the last two and it was awesome. Yeah. Matt Cardona is, since leaving WWE and leaving that mold of that character, he's gone on an absolute tear and he's just been absolutely fantastic. New ECW TV champion. If I remember rightly, Rano was the last one before it was retired last time. Yeah, I've heard rumours that there's an AW entrant, but whether it's, I don't think it'll be a massive name. I think it'll just be someone that's not officially signed to AW but might have appeared on Dark or something like that. Dom's going to be in the stream. Michael's going to be in the stream for the GCW show. Sassy's put Rhea and Damien for me. Yeah. Rhea could become sort of the baby face to take down Charlotte, or the man Becky, or Big Time Bex now. Looking for a new coat, Jack. Yeah, I saw that one. You don't want to wear something like that where you're going, do you? Just wear neutral colours, something pastel with no logos on there. It'll probably make it easier. Damien winning would be huge. Yeah, I think is a great idea for, is that sort of being built up down in NXT. He didn't get the NXT title, but he did get the North American Championship. Really did well with that one. And then obviously coming on to the main show, he debuted at the Royal Rumble last year, if I remember rightly. And since then, he's obviously had the program with Bad Bunny for WrestleMania. Gone from that one, he had the feud with Sheamus with the US title, and he's really done well. And from what people are saying, he is really, really good. We've got everyone helping us out. Jonathan Gilchrist, how are you doing, John? Telling everyone, smash that like button, people. Elbow drop it, RKO it. Dom, yep, we'll get the plugs in. We've had Matt Cardona on the channel. If you do go to our videos section, we have got interviews on there, and we have got him in there. Yeah, Rano, last one, yeah. Matt beat Rano, yeah. When it was ECW before, obviously, WWE bought it out, Rano was the last one. So obviously it makes sense for him to be beaten on there. Yeah, the stream for that GCW show is already in our channel. Go and have a look at it once we're done. See what you think. That one is hosted by Dom. We're doing Gav. Not seen you in a while. You'll keep him busy. Jack saying that the entrant could be Cody. I don't know if Tony Khan let him go, but if the contract's lapsed, then yeah, it could be a really good sort of very forbidden door that he's going through. Let's have a look. Lots of people are saying Moxley. Yeah, that's a good one. From what I know, he's obviously sort of performing at the next GCW show. And he's pretty much sort of said he's fine after going for his mental health into the rehab. Mike's put a great one. MJF. You imagine MJF winning the Rumble. Imagine the promos. The promos would be ridiculous. Him against Heyman on the mic. I need it. Mox going through a lot of Forbidden Door would be absolutely fantastic. It would be a great one, but whether they would still call him Ambrose, you never know with WWE. We've literally just had the intro to Raw as we started, and we're getting big time Bex come out. I'll just fly through these comments. We've got Crazy Ginger. Jake, how are you doing? At the minute, I'm quite comfortable here, Jack. I'm not really cold. We've got everyone saying "Whole yeah" to everyone. Gav's just watched the Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage with the bees. The bees, not the bees. Raw cigar lit. Stout is cold. Good choices. I've got lemon juice. Well, lemon and lime juice at the minute. Wardlow going through a lot of Forbidden Door would be good. It'd be really interesting because he's a very, very Vince McMahon type guy, isn't he? It's cold where Mike is. Yeah. It might be cold outside, but I don't know. You'll be fine, Jack. You work for East to death. Ice Station Zebra. Yeah, that's right, Gav. It's not the seriousness of it is just overshadowed by Nicolas Cage's overacting, but it is still an enjoyable movie. I do prefer the original with Edward Wood as the lead character, but that's done as a bit of a psychological horror as well, which is really nice. A lot of guys are on pair appearance, yeah. Definitely on the sort of lower shows, the dark and the dark elevation. So at the minute, we are getting a review of last Monday's Raw. Doudrop, Liv Morgan, and Bianca. Obviously, the number one contenders match. So it's just basically letting us know Doudrop won last week. So it's big time Bex facing Doudrop at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, people like Punk are on contracts. Probably Daniel Bryan, Omega, Bucks, people like that. Yeah, the one are gonna want to keep people like that tied down. Punk wins, eliminates Kane. Yeah, it'd be nice to see. Um, Gaz watched Flatliners. Was that the original one or was that the remake? Yeah. Jack's already on it for me. Michael wants Doudrop to beat Becky in a squash match. That would be a it would be a shock to say the least, but it would be really cool. Doudrop obviously come up from NXT UK, but she has also worked in quite a few other promotions. One is one called Eve, where she performed as Piper Niven. Um, Dan, who actually runs that, does sometimes come on the podcast for the AEW streams. Go give him a look up, watch some of his videos. He has got quite a few on YouTube. If Cody's in, he's eliminated by Triple H from his hospital bed. Yeah, that'd be great. Um, I'm just trying to think who I'd like to see from AEW turn up. What about MJF turn up and eliminated by The Miz? And Miz just shouts at him while he's on the floor, "You're no Miz. You're nowhere near good enough to be The Miz." Just to sort of relate back to what Punk said to him. So Sazi recommends Power of the Dog. The ending's great. Yeah. Another one. Dom, yeah, interviewed Viper years ago. Still obviously seems such a really nice person from what we can obviously see on screen. But yeah, Dom knows firsthand. Christian, eliminated by Edge. or is that cutting a bit too far? So I'll call some action. We've got Becky in the ring talking about Doudrop never going to be a champion, um, saying that she's not good enough, not in her league. So obviously, here comes Doudrop. So Jack recommends Temple of the Dog, the album. And Gav, Matt Cardona and the Foley beef. I haven't read about that one yet. Chuck a couple of bits of info in there in the comments for me. 900 subs earlier. Tell your mates to sub. I already tell them, Don. That's why I'm on the street on the stream. I've got it just sort of floating about underneath. Jade in the Women's Royal Rumble. Jade Cargill. That's a good choice. So Doudrop saying that she earned her own title shot at the Royal Rumble. Doudrop saying that Bianca has not got a back shot on what Doudrop is. So if she's underestimating it, if Becky's underestimating Doudrop, she's sadly mistaken. So obviously, Bianca Belair's name got mentioned. So out comes Bianca Belair. The other kits. I'm waiting for her to get to the ring. So Bianca's saying that Becky can't claim to be the greatest because greatest has the EST on the end. Obviously, the crowd's going EST, EST, EST. So Bianca's saying that the only reason that Doudrop won the match is because Becky interfered in the match to stop her winning. Bianca's officially declared herself for the Royal Rumble match, which could mean that she's going a good push to win it again. Doudrop's in the background looking exasperated. Bianca's basically saying that she's going to win again because she went last year. She knows what's needed. How do I feel about 2K teasing their fans making the announcement that there's an announcement in 3 days? Maybe nice. Obviously, they want to hype up their announcement so it gets as much interaction as possible. So telling people we've got an announcement is just going to drive that up. So the third participant in the match from last week come out, Liv Morgan, saying that she's entering the Royal Rumble herself. And Liv saying she's the one winning it. That's a good shout, though. She has really improved over the past sort of couple of years. Liv saying she's going to outlast everyone, including Bianca. I've got Doudrop snoring, shouting, boring. Very typical British way to do it. So it looks like we're going Big time Bex and Doudrop versus Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan, which is interesting. Well, let's get through these. We've gone to commercial break. Matt Cardona is saying that Mick Foley doesn't respect him and that he's challenging Mick Foley to a death match. Ooh, I'd like to see that because I reckon that Matt Cardona would destroy Mick Foley at the minute with the way that his character is. I just think it'd be really good. Yeah, I've got Vince. All he's doing is shouting, making sure I'm calling the action as he wants it. But yeah, it's not. It's so I don't have the TV loud and I get the echo or reverb on there. So if that is playing Monday Night Raw for me, obviously without Dom on the stream, I don't need anything else on there. So I've got one set of audio which is all going through there, which is all from my TV. If Dom is in, I've normally got a different set of Bluetooth earphones connected to go into that ear for Dom. So I'll normally have Dom there and I'll have WWE there. And I can just turn the volume up or down on the TV just to give me the right sort of balance on audio there. In kayfabe, you either to enter the Rumble, you just say you're in. Yeah, John Knoxville threw someone over the top rope and that got him entry. But then people are having Royal Rumble qualifying matches. Really strange. WWE changed Liv Morgan's music after a week. WWE and Thomas Fan 444, welcome. How we doing? If you haven't already, hit that like button, share button, and subscribe. It's okay, 22 out the same time as the AW game. Yeah, it wouldn't put it past WWE to do something like that. Change Randy after a week. Yeah, I don't remember it, but when someone pointed it out to me, I remember watching that show with the music on there. But it was very strange. If you have a look on YouTube, there's some old WWE or at the time WWF wrestlers that have had the music for a modern WWE star. Really strange watching someone come out to someone else's music. Sting and Darby in the Rumble. I would prefer to see Darby in the Rumble and Sting outside just as support. So Jack feels that Vince has no effect on him in unrelated news. He got his COVID boost at a local medical facility. Yeah. So I think at this point I need to say the big dog, just because that's what Vince always shouts at me. 3 times I've heard it already. He's not even been seen on the screen yet. He's not even on this show. But that's what I'm going told. The head of the table has to be spoken about every time. Sassy, House of Black, yeah. Malachi Black, brilliant wrestler. Underutilized by WWE. And he was one person that I was devastated that got let go. Because I think he would have been fantastic in the upper card where sort of Damien Priest is at the minute and pushed to that level. But he's not as tall, so obviously Vince doesn't like him. Becky's saying that she knows what she's doing, so I'll leave her to it and walk straight into a dropkick from Bianca Belair. Liv Morgan's tagged in, attacks Joe drop on the outside, and then drop kicks Becky again. I was just about to read it out. Yep. It's been rumored for a while that Impact World Champion Moose is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I saw the tweet he put out, and that it was real intrigue, especially after Mickey James being announced. So you know there is the working relationship between Impact and WWE. So with that, it opens the door for someone else to come through. If someone else comes through, why not have it be the world champion on the men's section as well? Really, really good sort of quote there. So Ramit Taneja, I think I'm saying that one right. Liv Morgan's nothing without buddy Ruby Soho. Actually, I don't think she needs Ruby anymore. I think she's really improved. Mic work has improved. Ring work has definitely improved. And she's just really enjoyable to sort of watch perform now because she's now more comfortable in the ring. So Dojop's just splashed Liv Morgan and Big Time Bex. Dojop's not the legal person, but she's trying for the cover. So Dojop tags herself in, and then another big splash to Liv Morgan. One, two, and three count. So Dojop gets the pin, making her look strong, which is good. Building her up ready for the Royal Rumble match. Yeah, 2004, 2005. I think it was 04, if I remember rightly. And then, yeah, Steve Austin had it as Hall of Fame. Kurt Angle's music, the sort of Olympic theme as it's now known, was Del Wilkes back in '97. Like I said, Jack knows his stuff. Michael Pagnotta, Mike has put in the Rumble. Buzzer hits number 30, lights go out. The Fiend is in the ring. Crowd pops like crazy. Yeah, crowd would go ridiculous. But as far as I know, he's in Hollywood making horror films. So I don't see him turning up. Love him too. And I know Dom would love him too. So we're backstage. We've got Reggie and 24/7 champ Dana Brooke talking to Edge and Beth Phoenix. So we've got Beth putting over Dana Brooke, saying that Beth is glad that Dana's wearing gold around her waist. That's put Moose. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. What you're saying, Jack? Just so you cat Rio some nail scissors. Probably pushed him away. Yeah. Ramit's put Tony Storm will be a hot pick for All Elite. She's a fantastic wrestler. WWE fed her to the wolves and ruined her. If the Fiend shows up, we'll have to buy Emma a load of mops. Yeah, 100%. Really, really, I don't want to be on the stream if that does happen because my ear won't cope with it. We're done. Ramit, love to see Riot Squad versus Team DMD. That would be brilliant. Texas Street Fight. That would be fantastic. Really, really good. So we've got Damien Priest and Kevin Owens in the back. Kevin Owens saying that he's looking forward to the match later on with Damien Priest, which should be a good match. Kevin Owens saying he's looking forward to having a good, clean match later on. Whereas Kevin's really sort of pushing over the clean match, which obviously means that Seth's probably going to interfere. So Jack said if Cody's in the Rumble, the next tattoo has to go. I think you should get one the other side. Same thing, exactly the same thing, just completely opposite side. So Sassy said, ram it, me too, meaning the Riot Squad versus Team DMD. Yeah, I'd love to see something like that. It's too far through that forbidden door for it to happen, I think. But it would still be fantasy booking to the extreme. So we've gone to commercial break at the minute. One of the other questions I was going to ask is there any surprise returns at the Rumble people think? I already alluded to one earlier, one with Oscar, but is anyone else got any ideas that they think? And I am up to date with comments. So Michael says he thinks AJ and Bliss will win, but I'd want Kevin Owens and Bailey. I'd love Kevin Owens to win it. It's something that someone of his caliber should do. And Bailey, yeah, actually Bailey's a good one for the return. She could maybe return, go win the full thing, and then her and Becky for the title. That'd be a good match, especially at Mania, as long as they get the freedom. Sassy, Walter and Batista. Walter, yes, 100%. I'd love to see Walter in the Rumble. I don't see Batista returning for anything. I mean, it'd be great to see him again, but I just don't see him returning to WWE without an announcement. I think he's someone now where he wants to build WWE and himself want to build off the name rather than a surprise. But yeah, Walter definitely. Walter in the Rumble, chopping people to death would be great. I mean, I've sat and watched Walter versus Ilya Dragunov probably 5 or 6 times. Really, really impactful match, but it is really good to sit and watch. So Kevin Owens re-signing recently for big money. A Rumble win or an Iron Man performance will happen. Yeah, 100%. I think it's more likely for him to be the Iron Man and get to number 2 than it is for him winning. But it is still something I'd like to see. Kevin Owens winning, whether it's this year or whether it's built up over the next year and he wins next year, would be fine by me. So they're going to be in your hometown for your birthday. When's that one, Michael? And where is it they're going to be? Obviously, not street address and stuff like that, but oh, announcement for February 19th from Jeddah at Saudi Arabia, one of the Saudi Arabian shows. They are calling it Elimination Chamber. Learn to read the company, learn to read the world news, WWE. I think that's a bad choice. Change the name. Don't have the word elimination chamber on a Saudi Arabian show. I agree, Jack. You've got to go, Michael. You've got to go to the show. Take a stand. Give me a whole yeah. Get it healed up. Try and get it on camera, and we'll keep our eye out for you. We've got Kevin Owens in the ring with the KO show. So Kevin is going to bring Seth out, saying that it's his best friend. He's going to go to the Royal Rumble and beat Roman Reigns. Yeah, should definitely go, Michael. I've been to a WWE Raw taping here in the UK, um, and you don't realise the production sort of timings and stuff like that. Because on TV, you go to a promo backstage or you go to a break. But in that time, they are doing things like changing the ring canvas, or they're putting the tag ropes on, or they're doing other things, and it's just so fluid. I mean, they've obviously been doing it for years, but it is just really, really good to see what happens during a break that you don't see live. They wanted to call it WrestleMania Chamber or the annual Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I saw that one, but obviously the Saudi Arabian sort of backers that were paying for all of this want what they want. They know it's the Elimination Chamber, so that's what they're looking at. But yeah, if Vince could change the name, I think he'd probably try and change it a little bit, but I don't think he would get rid of it altogether. What's that for, Jack? Two pay-per-views, Insurrection 2000 and Survivor Series 11, 2011. Are there two shows that you went to? Or changing the canvas while the guys on the ramp? Yeah. It is ridiculously well timed and well filmed, so you don't actually see anything happening from the TV screens. We've got Seth out on the KO show, and the suit is it's like a black and white tiger stripe style suit. So Jack's going to a Raw, SmackDown, been to a Raw, and going to a premium live event with WrestleMania. Yeah, I thought it would have been. We went to them two pay-per-views. I'd love to do WrestleMania Access just to sort of see what they've got there. That's looking like the Joker, yeah. Really, really crazy too, but it works. So Kevin is saying that Roman is the head of the table, but Seth's the one that actually set the table, which is going back to the architect's shield, which is really clever. Seth saying Roman's rattled. Roman is scared, supposedly. Seth saying that Roman's scared of him attending the Usos after him. So it's like taking candy from a baby when Seth wins the Royal Rumble, he says. So when Seth wins, he's going to bring the title back and turn it red. Uh, so Kevin saying that the wouldn't Raw wouldn't need Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley because they'd have the Universal Champion. So Seth saying he could end up getting rid of Bobby Lashley tonight. So Seth versus Bobby Lashley later on. So KO has an earth-shattering announcement. So Kevin has officially declared himself into the Royal Rumble match. So Kevin saying when he wins the Rumble, it'll be Seth freaking Rollins, sorry Vince, versus Kevin freaking Owens, which technically is a replay from a couple of years ago. In It was at the Performance Center when Kevin Owens stood on top of the WrestleMania sign and jumps off it. I'm getting Damian Priest come out now. So AJ Styles has replaced Samoa Joe as the NXT mentor. Yeah. Really sort of strange getting rid of someone like Samoa Joe. So Seth saying, don't come any closer, stop interrupting. Damian Priest has said no one believes that Seth is going to win. And no one believes that Kevin Owens is going to win the Royal Rumble. So Damien saying he's spoken to Sonya Deville and Postman Pierce, and the match between Damien Priest and Kevin Owens starts next. So might say if access happens close to the time, there'll be photos with stars. Shame as you want one with your missus. Yeah, if I could get there, I think I'd probably want a photo with. I'd actually want a photo with Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss. I'm not sure which. One each side. One each side, that'll do me. I know who your missus is, Jack. I didn't know if I said the name, you'd end up punching me because that's what happens in WWE. So I thought I'd be careful for you. Oh, we're going in advert for pizza. What pizza now? Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, lots of plexiglass up, but it ruins the photos, I think. Nowhere near as good. But obviously, the people at the conventions just want to stay safe. They want to earn a bit of money. Uh, is that Denny's? Yeah. They're giving adverts for Denny's now as well. Oh, fancy Denny's. I live in the UK, so I don't even have one across here. So Jack had the plexiglass at the Star Trek convention. Wasn't as good, but you can barely see if it's the background. Like, yeah, true, but it's still a lot of money to part with to get a photo where you're not really stood next to him. I think. So we're getting a promo for the Royal Rumble with some of the names announced. Lita, Mickey James, Austin Theory. You've got many, including two with my choice for next Bond. Who's your choices for the next Bond then, Jack? Let's have the answer. So we've got another advert for Via Mahan coming to Raw. Where's he coming from? So in Texas, Mania will feature Austin, Michaels, and Taker. Mm, I think at least one of them will show up, but I don't know if all three will. David Ayala. Yeah, yeah, I can go along with that. Or was it I was thinking of? Let me just Google because I had an idea for someone to be the next Bond, but I can never remember his name. Nicholas Holt. I think he maybe in a couple few years' time, I think he'd be a good fit for James Bond. Um, he's been in quite a few things that people don't realise, but he's obviously been in Skins in the UK. It was in Misfits. It was in Mad Max Fury Road. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he's got a good range. But I do think that he fits a good fit for something like that. Sorry, Sassy put Idris Elba. Orban signed a 3-film deal. That'll be 9 years. Idris has been, yeah, I think it's just out of his sort of age range. We've got Owens and Priest in the ring. Owens tried to be sneaky, gets caught and apologizes. Damien Priest goes to go do a big splash in the corner. Kevin rolls out. So that's saying that they can dream. Yeah. That's it started now. Yeah. They won't start it now. So Damien Priest rolls out, goes for a splash off the steps. Super kick by Kevin Owens. And Owens breaks the count and does a frog splash off the ring apron onto Damien Priest on the floor. So we've literally had about a minute, 2 minutes of Raw wrestling. I've gone back to a commercial break again. Yeah, I don't think they'll do another George Lazenby, but I'd like to see Nicholas Hoult do it. I think he's a great actor where he looks like he could be Bond for a good few years. He's young enough where he can do it for 10 years minimum. So might be a 15-year, 4 or 5 film deal, which I wouldn't mind. But it's someone I'd like to see. Has anyone got any questions for me, or any opinions they want me to give? Any questions they want me to give my opinion on? While you're thinking of your questions, like, share, give us a subscribe. It's literally a couple of clicks, but it'll put a big smile on my face. That's all we want. So Idris will leave us wanting more. I think he's a great actor. I really do. But yeah, making a Bond film every sort of few years means he couldn't sign on for a very sort of long time. I'm drinking lemon and lime cordial, Jack. It's the Asda home brand one, and it's just a big bottle because that way I can just keep drinking it rather than having to keep going downstairs, filling it up, leaving the stream. And it's something I do drink a lot of is my juice like that. Oh, we'll pick up William Regal. That's a good one. For me, I think Impact would probably snap him up, and Jack's just literally gone for that. As an Impact's got him. I think Impact would be the best fit for him. He's been WWE for 22, 23 years, and he's just an old veteran that's a reliable hand that you can go to for advice, and He knows his stuff. The amount of people that have come out in support of Regal since he left is overwhelming for him. And I understand what Vince is sort of trying to do in terms of clearing everyone out that was Triple H. But he was WWE before Triple H was NXT. So it doesn't make sense to get rid of him because he can mould the young talent. People who have been down in NXT, some of the people in the ring right now, Damian Priest, Kevin Owens, William Regal will have had input on them. And you look even further, you've got Seth Rollins, you've probably got a few of the female roster, 4 Horsewomen, for example. He's probably give them little bits of advice or little bits of information that they hold dear to their heart. So Damien Priest has just hit a nice big strong clothesline onto Owens. Falcon Arrow to Owens. 1, 2, and a kick out from Owens. So again, both looking really good. Really, really sort of putting some physical action in. Yep, Roman as well. Yep, Sazzy. Like I said, there's a hell of a lot of people that William Regal will have had an influence on, whether directly or indirectly with a bit of advice to someone else that's been passed on. It's crazy that WWE just decided to get rid of him. So Damien Priest is going for a middle rope suplex to Owens. Owens is fighting back out of it. Damien Priest drops down. Kevin with a swanton bomb. 1, 2, and kick out. Really nice looking Sanson. So Owens going for the stunner. Kick to the midsection. Damien Priest reverses it. Another kick to the stomach. Kevin Owens with a pop-up powerbomb. Goes for a pin. 1, 2 again. Kevin Owens going for the stunner. Damien Priest reverses it with a kick. Big choke slam. 1, 2. Kevin Owens gets his shoulder up just before the 3 count again. So Owens' left leg supposedly is injured. So left leg supposedly injured. Referee calling for a trainer. Yeah, taking it. I'll just cover what's happened. So a trainer comes across. Damien Priest sort of comes over looking concerned. Owens kicks to the stomach, stunners, and then gets the 1, 2, 3. So, lying, cheating, stealing. Eddie Guerrero being very naughty, but he's doing what he needs to win. So, we're getting a recap of last week's World Tag Team Championship match. RK Bro versus the Alpha Academy, and Otis getting the pin on Orton. New Raw Tag Team Champions last week. And I've got some stats. Keep reviewing. Sorry if this sounds loud while I'm opening the packet. So we're getting the Alpha Academy's graduation ceremony. That's coming up next. Chad Gable, Otis coming out to the ring. Sazzy asking the good questions tonight. Who else will ask for the WWE release? I think someone like Ricochet. I think he's that good that he can walk into anywhere and he'll be a champion. Maybe not main sort of head champion, but definitely a champion elsewhere. Who else? I don't think there's anyone that sticks out that would I would sort of think they would ask for the release, but there probably is quite a few. Yeah, yeah. For me, the big one, Ricochet. Um, Champa. I mean, it's been brought up to main event, but whether that's where he wants to be or it's been promised to run on Raw or SmackDown. I don't think Big E will be going anywhere yet. He's had the best run of his career this previous year, so I don't think that he'll be going anywhere just yet. I mean, you never know. He's a Vince style guy through and through, but it could just be he fancies a change. It's a shout, but I don't see it happening. I think he's just too WWE to go anywhere else, really. Let's have a look at the roster. Um, I, I don't see it happening, but I think someone like Dolph Ziggler going elsewhere could be a big change for him. Again, is a massive veteran. Sasha, yeah. Um, I think that depending on how she gets used, Shayna Baszler could be someone that could go to AEW and bring some legitimate. I mean, the AEW women's roster at the minute has massively improved over the past few months. But Shayna Baszler going there, physical domination would be great. New Dead goes a trio, yeah. Um, let's have a look. I don't want it to, but Nakamura's at the point where I think he's won the Royal Rumble, he's won titles. I don't know if there's much left for him to do. I think he's hit that proverbial glass ceiling. I don't think he'll ever be world champion or universal champion. You're an NFT of me. I owe you money, Jack. Really? I thought we was mates. So we've got Nikki Ash in the back, basically saying that real heroes have to do things that people don't like. Obviously turning heel against Rhea Ripley last week. So I think that that is going to be a good little storyline. So we've got Alpha Academy in the ring, dressed in the graduation gowns. So Chad's basically saying that he has no peers there. He's an Olympian. Very heel comments. So Ray needs to leave so his son can be his own man. I don't reckon he needs to leave. I just think he needs to take a step back from being everywhere with Dominic. I'd love Dominic to turn heel and start that by attacking his dad. Could start Dominic throwing Ray out the Royal Rumble. Just saying it. It could happen. Chad saying he's proud of Otis. Protege final exam for Otis. was to win the titles. So the crowd chanting "Okay, bro." So Otis has finally got his diploma from the Alpha Academy. So Jack's watching TV. How Vince makes his wrestlers watch TV. So it's a completely ridiculous angle then. So I've got OK Bros music coming out. Or Riddle. So if you want to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Gimme a Hull Yeah. We have got a link in the description with all of our social media channels, our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They're all in there for people. Just go give them a click and find us. So Riddle's dressed in a graduation gown as well. So Riddle's saying he's got his own special speech. Riddle's saying so it felt like only last week that RK Bro was tag team champions. So Chad's interrupted saying, "Why? What are you talking about, Riddle?" Didn't let him finish, so we don't know. Okay, Riddle's saying that he's come out to look at the astronomical necks, and he can use big words. But Chad says that he doesn't know the meaning of the word rematch. Riddle basically goes, "I can light something up twice, like a candle." Hmm. Yeah. Riddle, yeah, is just like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. It makes me laugh so much. So Chad's saying that they could be looking at an academic challenge for mental challenge. So who's the more mentally superior team? So Otis has thrown his gown off, come out of the ring, stalking down Riddle. There we go. Orton appears in the ring. RKO's Gable. Otis looks devastated. And Orton's putting on the graduation gown. So Randy's asking for a mic. So Orton's accepted the mental challenge from Alpha Academy. So Ramit just said he's followed us on Twitter. Thank you very much, Ramit. Tweet us if you want. There's a few people on there that do it. Me, Dom, Jack obviously keeps his eye on that one mainly for us. But yeah, if you send us a tweet, we'll always try and respond to you, depending on what it is for it. But yeah, like a couple of them, retweet them if you like. So replay from last month, Balor beating Austin Theory. We've got Vince sat watching that. I've got Austin Theory coming in now. So tonight, Vince has said Austin has got to go out there and beat Finn Balor and then beat him up. So if Austin doesn't win, Vince said he'll destroy Austin Theory. Broken teeth, blood everywhere. So yeah, we're going Finn Balor come out now. So Vince is the Mr. McGill wrestling, yeah. He's so over the top, crazy. Finn v Adam Cole, yeah, dream match. Did Prince Devitt ever face Adam Cole? I don't know. Let's have a look. So, yeah, technically they have already faced each other, Sazzy. Um, Rev Pro Summer 2014. Before either of them was signed to WWE, Prince Devitt, obviously Finn Balor's previous name, um, yeah, faced Adam Cole, but that's before obviously they've made their global name. Yeah, I prefer the Demon. I do prefer the NXT presentation of him. The entrances would just seemed so much better and better fit for NXT. Because what I've said is I would love to see Finn Balor on Raw, Demon on SmackDown, and have have both characters, but one for each show. If you do one for each show, you can create dynamics that don't always sort of seem to happen. Because it's another one that I said about with the Fiend. Have Bray Wyatt on one show and have the Fiend on another show. That would be what I would enjoy seeing. Sort of similar to Mick Foley having his three faces of Foley, and something like that. One on Raw, one on SmackDown, one on NXT. If you really want to go that far, it'd be really, really working. But I just think it'd be a cool idea to have the same person portraying two separate gimmicks on two separate shows. Demon to AEW. He's another one where I don't know if he'd ever ask for his release. He probably could do, but whether he would get it or not is a totally different matter. But we know it'd be snapped up so quickly by by AEW. Yeah, definitely better use for him. He's never really regained the momentum after winning the Universal Championship and going injured that night, which is it is devastating for him. He's such a good performer, and if he hadn't have got the injury and then had to take the time off, I think he would have been at least a multiple time world champion by now, which is gutting for someone like Finn probably because he knows how good he is. Everyone knows how good he is, but if you get injured very quickly, Vince always has a downer on you and just thinks you're injury prone, which is obviously not a good thing for the company, not a good thing for the performer, but it's not a good thing for the longevity of the titles. So we've had a like on Facebook. Thank you very much. Whoever's done that for us. Put a comment in the chat for us, and I'll give that a read and a thank you. Has anyone got any other questions for myself? If the rest of them related, great. If not, I'll still try and answer them for people. So go on, ask away. I'm an open book for you. Obviously, depending on how clean it is, because I know what some of you will like. So anything that people want to know about me? Or any questions in general? Yeah, it feels like it. I think Jack will still be it. Oh no, Jack has gone to bed. I forgot about that one. So yeah, looks like just me and you, Sazzy, at the minute. It does say I've got 6 people watching. So if you're one of them 6 people, just put your favourite wrestler on the planet at the minute as a comment. Let's see what we can go in. So yeah, favourite wrestler, past, present, future, someone who you think is a guaranteed Hall of Famer, someone who might not be world champion, but just makes you smile whenever you see him in the ring. So Sazzy's is Mox. Yeah, John Moxley. Once he left his Dean Ambrose gimmick behind, really, really improved. I sat and watched Double or Nothing live when he debuted, and I was blown away. It shook my sort of wrestling foundation because I just didn't expect it. What made me a wrestling fan? A lot of people sort of really don't like it, but I quite liked the Triple H sort of 2001, 2002 sort of domination, because the first pay-per-view that I ever sat and watched properly was 2000 Royal Rumble, where he faced Cactus Jack in the street fight at Madison Square Garden. And that, for me, was a physical match. It was a violent match. It was bloody. And there was a lot of things in there that I've never seen. And that's what made me a fan of what wrestling was. I was 12 at the time. So at the time, I didn't know the majority of things was scripted, or I hate saying the word fake because it's not fake, but that sort of feel of it made it feel very genuine. And then obviously, as I grew older, I grew more in tune of what the business actually was. But it did really, that match left an impression on me. And that's why a lot of people don't like Triple H, because of his reign of terror. But that's one of the things that makes me like it, makes me like him, because he's just, it was an over the top character of domination. And you look at Brock Lesnar, you look at Roman Reigns, the title reign goes on for a long period of time. I know that Triple H might have politicked to keep the title longer than he probably should have done, but at the minute, people like Brock, people like Roman, there's no one else that can compete with them. If there's no one else that can compete with them, they are probably the best person to hold that title and keep it at a premium high rate level. If you then put the title onto someone that doesn't sort of feel that, I mean, a lot of people are clamoring for Cesaro to have a title reign on a main event title. If you put the title onto someone like Cesaro, oh, you don't really see consistently putting a lot of wins together, it doesn't create credibility for the title. If you look at how many matches Brock loses, if you look at how many matches Roman loses, that's what puts them at the upper echelons of title reigns and long reigns with the title. If you look 5-6 years ago, probably, you had title reigns, but there was never a very long title reign that created credibility. It was always a few months, 4, 5, maybe 6 months if you're lucky, before it was passed on to someone else. Whereas you look at Roman's title reign, 510 days now, nearly something like that. 506, 507 days. That just creates prestige on the title and says, no one can beat me. I'm that good. If you're that good, someone has to make an impression to even be credible enough to warrant a match against you, and even more unlikely to beat that person. If you go to the Day One Premium Live event, sorry, Vince again, sorry, you had Kevin Owens, you had Seth Rollins, you had Big E. Who else did you have? I know you had Brock, obviously, because he won it. But you look at the people in the match, and the people in the match have all had title reigns, but they haven't had the domination that Brock has. Because they have that domination, they can feel so much more in front of everyone else in terms of winning a match. And I do like to see a long title reign. I like to see someone slowly built up to be a credible threat. That's why a couple of years ago I did quite like the Drew McIntyre built him up slowly a few weeks before that with win after win after win. At the Royal Rumble, comes in, Brock Lesnar dominated, and then gets taken out by Drew. That created the legitimacy of him winning the Royal Rumble, and two, winning at WrestleMania. And that's what WWE don't seem to like to do anymore. They give someone 2 or 3 matches, 50-50 booking it, so they win one and lose one, whether it's with distractions or whatever. And then after that, if they haven't generated a little bit of a reaction, they change the man and go to someone else. And that's what, to me, I don't like anymore. That is what AEW is doing really well, is building someone credible to be able to win a title now. So at the minute, we've got Austin Theory in the ring. We've got Finn Balor going against him. Finn Balor going to the top looking for a coup de grace. Misses. And Austin Theory with a roll through drop kick. So Austin Theory with the ATL. 1, 2, 3. And again, Finn Balor, massively over performer at the right time, and is losing in 2 minutes to Austin Theory. If they gave the match 10 minutes, it just creates a more credible match. Yeah, I agree, Sassy. Finn Balor should never be a jobber. But a 2 minute match and then a beatdown just doesn't feel very good for Finn. So yeah, I could see the way that Finn is going, asking for his release, and I think he'd go back to New Japan straight away. New Japan would really put him back over as a main event level sort of performer. Another snack. So yeah, it'd rebuild his confidence. If he went to New Japan, he'd probably win a title there again. With the way he's going in WWE, I don't even see him winning a 24/7 title because the 24/7 title doesn't, it sounds harsh, but it doesn't mean anything. So whoever is holding it at the minute is Dana Brooke. I don't think that they'll take it off Damien Priest to give to someone like Finn because that's not going to elevate Damien Priest until they are ready for that. But then there will be other people that they would probably want to put the title on to try and build them up. So Rhea's just said that she's going to go out and show Nikki ASH who she really is. Rhea would be there for Nikki, but superheroes don't attack their fans, which is a good call. So, same question to yourself then, Sazzy, while you're the one that seems to be in the chat at the moment. What got you into wrestling and what makes you a wrestling fan? So, while you're writing that, my favourite wrestler of all time, I'd probably go my favourite all time performer, Ric Flair, without a question. He's someone that I sit and go through the WWE network, sit and watch a lot of the old stuff, and I'll sit and watch some of these matches, and he knows how to put on a show, but the promos that he does just really are timeless because of how good they are. His NWA stuff, I've watched a bit of that. I've watched his WCW stuff, and the way that he can build heat from a crowd, the way he can put over his opponent, but still keep himself looking strong is just phenomenal. And I mean, for Christmas, my dad actually got me a signed Ric Flair Pop Funko, sat on my shelf, and I just look at it and I think, yeah, I'm glad I've got something that's signed by Rick. Just on the shelf, just sat looking pretty. So we are halfway through Raw. Well, I'll say already, it's not felt like it's gone very quickly. It's felt a bit of a slog, which is about right for WWE Raw lately. That's probably why Dom said he doesn't want to do it. So for Sazzy, wrestling was a family tradition. Watched it with your grandfather, your father. Um, Bret Hart's your all-time great. Yep, solid. Can't go wrong with anything Bret ever did. The way he elevates others. Yeah, I mean, SummerSlam 1992 at Wembley Arena. Supposedly, British Bulldog had a bit of a weekend party with some substances and pretty much completely out of it. Brett talked him and walked him through everything on the match, and they put on one of the matches of the decade. That's how good Brett can be. He obviously got screwed over with the Montreal screw job, but before that, everyone he was in the ring with, he made look gold. Whether there was green, whether there was a veteran, he did what was best for the business. And to make someone look as good as Brett did takes great skill. Mox, yeah, very similar. Mox can really put over people and make them look like a star, but still keep his stock as well. And the great in ring workers, obviously totally different styles, but very similar in terms of what they are doing. They are putting on a match to elevate themselves and their in ring performing partner, whether it's in a physical hard hitting match, whether it was in a technical masterpiece. They're both brilliant at doing it. So we've got Nikki ASH coming down to the ring, Rhea Ripley in the ring already. And we're getting Queen Zelina come out now. And we're getting Carmella as well. So Carmella said everything that they said about Nikki has come true. So Zelina's basically saying that it's because of her that Nikki's True Colours is coming out. So Mox is underrated as a technical wrestler. Yeah, I agree. Um, his Japanese matches that he's had just really show that he can work a proper match. He can work a technical class match, and I would actually love to see a match with someone like him as Moxley against someone of Brett's caliber, but maybe 10 years younger. So someone like Mox going up against someone against, if I said Dolph Ziggler, I just think that would be a great little match. Or Cesaro, but without the restrictions that WWE imposed on the performer. Go out and just give a 15-minute match. 15 minutes, that's all I'd ask. And by the end of the match, you would be invested. You would be screaming, oh, you want to win. Mox v Danielson, yeah, again, happened in WWE, but without the restrictions, would just be a total game changer. So looking at it, there isn't going to be a match between Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley. Nikki attacks Rhea, throws her into the ring steps and the LED board on the ring. So last week, Reggie ran into Omos. So Omos holding him up. Dane's screaming to sort of drop him. So backstage now we've got Dana Brooke trying to psych up Reggie. And then in the background we've got Kira Tozawa, we've got referees, Tamina, and our truth. Start with popcorn. I'll do that, Sassy. Thank you very much. I'll put them into my watch later list. I'm always up for watching new stuff. Our truth basically just is being our truth and being funny. He's someone that deserves so much more, but I think he likes his position on the card. Constant TV time, and he's just having fun. So we're getting Omos come down to the ring now. So we are going Reggie versus Omos. So there's huge height difference. So Ric Flair in the top four. So if I said a top four for yourself, would it be Hart, Moxley, Flair? Who else is in your top four, or do you have a different all-time top four list? If I had to go for my all-time, it would be Flair, probably Taker, Undertaker, because the in-ring work from him was brilliant. Um, Eddie Guerrero for me, and Michaels. So Flair, Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, and Shawn Michaels. Bob Backlund, old school, very good old school. Um, I didn't like the way that it was used with Darren Young because it just seemed like it was really, really contrived and wasn't what Backlund was good for. I'd love to see Bob take up a proper old school manager type, but add his experience in there. So it's coming up to 2 hours I've been live now. Another 20 seconds. And it's felt like 2 hours. It's 2:45 in the morning in the UK, in the wrestling living room. But it feels so much later or so much earlier in the morning. So you've got Sammartino fifth. I don't deny that he changed the game in terms of wrestling, but I just don't see him being the technical wrestler that someone like Rick was. I know it was a different era, and I know it was a different performance he was doing, but I just think that Rick had everything on there. Sean Taker obviously was world class performers and could also talk when needed. And then Eddie Guerrero just completely changed the game again in terms of his matches. But if I was to go for someone fifth, Rock Austin, um, the way that them two sort of bounced off each other, Austin changed the game. So it could just be where, yeah, that's the way I'd probably look at as my number fifth, Austin. So we've got Reggie, sorry, coming down to the ring. We've got Dana Brooke, 24/7 champion on the outside. So Amos versus Reggie. looks like 18, 20 inches worth of height difference. And we've got Akira Tozawa coming to try and get the 24/7 title. R-Truth trying, and Tamina. So the bell has rung. Reggie comes off the top rope, caught by Omos. A big sort of throwing choke slam. One move, 1, 2, 3. Yep, Sassy. Stupid match. Waste of TV time. Why not give that minute or 2 minutes to Austin Theory and Finn Balor to give them both a bit more time on the match? So we're going to recap from last week. Edge and Beth Phoenix talking to Maurice and Miz. So Miz trying to get Maurice to cut a promo, and Maurice disappears, leaving Miz looking stupid. So we're getting Maurice come out to the ring. So we're going to face, Maurice and Beth Phoenix. That's what's coming here. Yeah, Seth and Becky instead of Miz and Maurice, do you think? I think the problem that you'd have with that one is Seth is slowly transitioning to face, I think. And with Becky being big time Beck's heel, I just think the dynamic would be off. It'd be a great promo to see, but I just think that it would just not work with the Becky and Seth dynamic at the minute. If Seth and Becky both went full badass heel, Edge is never going to go, I don't think, heel. I don't think the Amazon will be heel either. So if you took that, but then heel Seth and Becky, I think that would work. I just think it would be a lot better match because I think Maurice's got some ring rust. I won't deny it. Miz is great in the ring. Edge is great in the ring. Glamazon, she hasn't been in the ring for a while, but I think she'd look more comfortable because obviously she was a full-on, full-time performer. Maurice wasn't as long-term performing, but yeah, I would like to see it that way. What else would I think would make a good pairing? I'm not sure, but no, we're almost two-thirds of the way through. So how do people feel Johnny Knoxville's going to do in the Royal Rumble? Is Johnny Knoxville going to be a couple of minute performer? Is he going to be in for 5, 10 minutes? Is he going to get any eliminations? How are people thinking about that? Roman said that Roman will be doing AW. What do you mean by that one, Sazzy? I'll wait for you to do that one while I watch the promo. Okay, so Punk and yeah, I think it'll be. I don't think he'll leave WWE for a long while, if ever. I think he'll probably be a lifer. I mean, I'd like to see Roman leave, but I just think that the way that he is, same as Braun Strowman, I think that just that's personality is WWE. It'd be a great one-off spectacle show, but I don't think Vince would agree to it unless Roman was winning. So Marita's going yo suck chance. So Miz, no, Maurice is wanting play dates with Beth Phoenix and the kids, wanting to go for coffee, and Beth's like, no chance. Maurice wants the match cancelled. Beth saying no chance. So Beth saying she can't wait to glam slam Maurice through the canvas. And a possible preview right now. So Miz has turned up. So Edge takes out the Miz. So Maurice, it's Beth with the pace. Yeah, so we know at the Royal Rumble it'll probably be Edge and Beth winning. So Maurice had a brick in the pace. So she definitely will pay for that. So obviously a setup, but great build for the match. So I've got Street Profits in Gorilla. So we've got the Mysterios teaming up with Street Profits. So Dominic's saying that they're going to take the Mysterio name back to the main event. So at the minute we've got Street Profits coming out to the ring. So got an hour left, not long. Still thirds of the way through finally. Got the Mysterios coming out to the ring. And they're going up against the Dirty Dog, Commander Aziz, and Apollo Crews. That's coming up next. So what's everyone's plans for the rest of the week? Anyone got any jobs they're doing? Any activities?